What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fisher Hex. This is Travis here. As promised, we're going to be doing the par readings on the 125-gallon reef tank using the Seneye Reef. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we dive into the reef, let's briefly go over how I set this par meter up to get accurate readings pretty much in any location within the reef tank. Now, as you can see, I have it zip tied to the metal scraper that I used during my water changes to clean the glass. Now, this worked out really well. I'm able to get readings wherever I want, even the bottom of the tank, with only having to put my arm in about halfway up my forearm, which is definitely good. Other than that, I would have had to pretty much stick my entire arm and half my torso in the tank just to get readings towards the back bottom glass. It would have been nearly impossible. Plus, I would have blocked most of the light trying to get those readings anyway. So I was really surprised on how well this worked, and I'm glad it did because I was thinking about it for a few days, and I was going to use like a PVC that I saw in some other videos, but I figured the scraper already had the angle that I was looking for, so a couple zip ties and it was done. One more thing I want to mention before we get started is that the SB Reef lights are currently 12 inches above the water, as recommended per the manufacturer. Now, the tank itself is 22 inches tall, so that is a total of 34 inches that the light needs to travel before it hits the bottom of the tank. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the par reading process. As I mentioned in the previous video, I was going to give you guys readings at 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100%. Not only did I do that, but I also threw in my current reef tank settings, which is 50% white and 70% blue. Now, what you see here is I actually lowered the percentage down to 20%, both white and blue. I was going to throw in the 40, 60, 80, and 100 in my current reef settings, but after recording all that over about 4 days worth of work, it was just way too much. And unfortunately, the video would have been about 45 minutes long, and I think that would just been unnecessary. So basically what you're going to see here is me just redoing the par readings at 20%, and then towards the end of the video, I have pictures of the reef tank with all the individual numbers for each percentage. When it came to selecting where I was going to take the par reading from, I wanted to have a minimum of 3 within the rock structure, and then of course I wanted to do the bottom glass. Now what I did is I selected the top of each coral colony, which was the tippy top of the rock structure, and then I did a mid right, and then I did a mid lower left, and then of course I did the bottom of the tank. So those are going to be the 4 readings that you'll see on each rock structure throughout all the different percentages. Alright, as you guys can see, I have the 20% numbers here on the SB Reef lights, and they're pretty decent. Honestly, I really thought that it might have been a lot lower for being only 20%, but you can definitely grow coral with just the lights being at 20%. There wouldn't be any issue with that. Now, of course, SPS probably wouldn't do as well because they are in the under 300 par, but you know, you could definitely get away with softies and LPS corals at 20% lighting without any problems. What I'm going to do, guys, is go ahead and post up the 40, 60, 80, and 100% plus the 50% white and 70% blue that I currently run on my reef tank. I'm going to go ahead and just let that run. But overall, guys, I will say that the SP Reef lights put out a ton of light, and I was shocked at 100% how much light they really put out. You really could grow any SPS that you wanted to grow with those lights. Now, is the light spectrum perfect? Who knows? I really can't tell with the par reader there, but it definitely puts out a lot of light, and it seems like it's in the right spectrum range. Now, I haven't had any issues growing Acropora, Montes, Bird's Nest, all that kind of stuff. I've really never had any issues growing it with these lights being at even a lower percentage. Now, I could get away with having it up there upwards of like 80 or 90% light, but I have a feeling with my lower nutrients in the reef tank that having light levels so high that I'd probably end up bleaching out everything. Well, guys, that's about it for this video. I feel that the pictures and the numbers pretty much speak for themselves, so there's no need to actually go through each one. Now, I will say in closing that if you're on a budget, the SB Reef Light and the Aquamars are going to be great lights to start with. They will provide enough light power to grow pretty much any coral. I will say the difference between the two is the overall color of the tank looks better to me personally with the SB Reef Light, and I feel that it is a little bit better of a spectrum, but then again, you are spending about $40 more per light, so that kind of goes into the whole you get what you pay for kind of thing. Now, I currently run 3 of these over my tank, and I do have plans of having 8 of them over the 300-gallon reef tank alongside some T5 to kind of fill in the gaps there. Now, that's going to be a ton of light. All of them will be controlled by the Apex, just as these 3 are. Either way, guys, I appreciate you sticking around. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Peace.